Hello everyone, my name is Brandy Martinez and this is my Module 1 video about mission and vision statements. Okay, so before we get started here, just a little bit of information about me. So I'm from Dodge City, Kansas. So that's why I have that picture of the bull down there. That bull's name is actually El Capitan, and he's kind of in the center of our downtown area. A fun fact about him is that he was crushed into at some point in time, so that's not the original statue that used to be there. Someone crushed into it, so they had to completely put in a new one, which is funny. I'm 27 years old. I've been married for 4 years to my husband. That first picture there is of my husband and I in our favorite place in the whole entire world. It's Isla Mujeres. It's located in an island just off of Cancun. We got engaged there and we went back for a honeymoon, and we try to go every year. So exciting place to go to. I definitely recommend if you are looking for a peaceful place to be. The next picture is of my kids because I am raising two under two. It's kind of an interesting season in my life, I would say. I'm always busy doing something. Like, there's never a time in my house when it's kind of quiet, except this time when I decide to do homework because they're both sleeping. But they're the light of my life. My daughter is 2, and then my son is 9 months. So they're the greatest. We have a cat. His name is Leo, and he's really wonderful. He gives very Garfield vibes, but he's a great guy. And then I also put in there that I like to go to the gym. That's like my me time. That's where I kind of get to decompress and kind of be a little bit of myself again. So just a little bit about me. So, a little bit about me professionally. This is my 6th year teaching. Um, Yes, 6th year teaching, which is just so crazy because it seems like those years just go by so quickly. I completed my undergrad at Wichita State University, and then I completed my master's for English in English to speakers of other languages at Fort Hays State University. I just got that done this summer, which was very exciting for me. I student taught in first grade when I first started everything, and I thought that my heart was with the littles for the longest time. So then I moved up to 5th grade, and I thought, what am I doing here? These kids are taller than me. This is so scary. And it wasn't scary. It was nice because I was able to have real conversations with them, and they were kind of able to bounce ideas off of me. So it was just really nice. I stayed there for 2 years, and then I moved to the 6th grade center, or not the 6th grade center, the 6th grade at the middle school, Dodge City Middle School, where I currently teach. And I love it. They are kind of at the bottom of the totem pole in power, I feel like, the 6th graders, so they can't get too much on a high horse because there are 7th and 8th graders that are everywhere. So it's kind of a fun age, I would say. So I teach the Connect class, which is basically like a computer technology course. I teach about digital citizenship, all the Google suites. I teach them big on typing techniques, and then a little bit of coding here and there. So a very fun class as well. I'm a part of the Building Leadership Team, the 21st Century Skills Team Leader, and the Multiplier Team. So I just started those leadership opportunities this year, and I feel like in taking courses like this, I am kind of expanding and learning so much. Okay, so go ahead and starting with my critical analysis over mission and vision statements. So it was kind of interesting to look at both of these different things and thinking about vision statements. And I really liked how uh, someone was able to kind of explain that vision statements are kind of our overreaching and our big goals that we have. So it should be kind of like the hopes for the future and what the school district is trying to accomplish at some point in time. The mission statements with that car there, they're going to tell us how we're going to get there. So what is it that we're going to do to get to that big vision statement? It's important that the schools are living up to those mission statements, and there should be evidence of those mission statements throughout the school. So every day, what is the school doing to live up to that vision statement? So, the core set of values, this is also super important and kind of the foundation for everything, really. And schools really need to understand what their core set of values are. And I think it's also important to note that stakeholders should agree on those values. So, knowing these values and really being set in what they are going to build the foundation for the vision and mission statements. So, the promotion of current and future success and well being of each student and adult. So, I feel like it's very important that schools define what they want to promote to students and stakeholders, as well as what they believe students should be able to accomplish while they are at school. So, thinking about the core values is going to ultimately guide what students need to know and what we want them to know. And then I also believe it's important that we focus on the whole child rather than only the academic achievement. So one of the articles talked about how mental health promotion significantly impacts student educational outcomes when that's written in a mission or vision statement. And I feel like that's something that needs to be put into our mission and vision statements. So I need to move my picture here. Uh, Knowledge, skills, and commitment needed to collaboratively lead, design, and implement mission and vision statements. So I feel like the biggest part of this is that there has to be buy-in. It is so incredibly important to have buy-in from stakeholders in order for these mission and vision statements to actually work. If we're not having buy-in from anyone, then we really can't get anything off the floor because teachers are not going to want to really talk about mission or vision statements, or they're not going to see themselves reflected in their mission and vision statements. So the biggest part here is to have buy-in. So aligning this with our CLO 1.1 priorities. So data use, this is going to drive all of our instructional decisions. The technology, it's important to include because we live in a technology-driven world. Equity, students must be given the opportunities and education that they deserve. Diversity, representing all students and their backgrounds. Digital citizenship, because once again, we live in a technology driven world. Students need to know how to maneuver their online lives in an ethical way. Social emotional well being, so understanding and empathizing with students' social and emotional needs. Academic needs, using best practices and research based practices whenever we are delivering instruction. And then community, once again, involving all stakeholders, extremely, extremely important. So, a little bit of my reflection over Dodge City Middle School and our vision, mission statements, and core set of values. So, the mission statement at Dodge City Middle School is that we will foster a culture with independent learning where students can achieve their full potential in academics, personal, physical, and moral development to be successful in the 21st century. The vision statement is that Dodge City Public Schools will develop positive citizens through safe and individualized learning environments for all students, preparing them to be college and career ready in math and literacy skills. And the core set of values is that we believe in growth, advocate for success, and pursue greatness. So, a few different things I guess I want to note here. That mission statement, I guess let me go to the next slide here. So, some of the strengths and weaknesses. The mission statement does explain what we're currently doing in schools to make students positive citizens, as that's what that vision statement entails, but we don't have a vision statement currently. And when I really think about what our mission statement says in it, I had no I wasn't a part of that collaborative process in creating it. So I know it needs to be revisited because I have been at Dodge City Middle School for 4 years now. So at some point, we haven't revisited, and that should be something that is looked into at least once every 1 to 3 years. So we kind of have to go back in there and see what we can change with that. The district vision statement, I feel like it uses concise language, but it seems like it focuses too much on academic achievement rather than the whole child. So, like it was mentioned in one of the articles, making sure that we're also including language that is speaking to social and emotional learning. And then the core set of values, these feel more of like taglines and actual core values, and the students do not really know what these mean, even though we say them every morning. So we say those core set of values every single morning. And we used to say the mission statement until a bunch of teachers decide or like talked to our administration and said, you know what, like the kids don't really understand what this means. Why are we saying this? Like we're just saying it to say it. So I feel like those that there's like a big disconnect with the buy-in also from teachers in our building currently. So definitely this is something that needs to change next year. Collaborative design. So once again, I've been at DCMS for 3 years, and every year we've gained a new administrator because of retirement. So I feel like that might be one of the I mean, the first year was like a COVID year, and then the next year we got someone new because of retirement, and then the next year again, and then this year our one of our assistant principals is moving into the head principal position, and I feel like he is going to start making those changes because I believe he plans to be there for a good amount of time. So I can see him moving into focusing on changing those vision and mission statements and making them something that we really believe in. So I'm excited for that. I'm really excited to see how that's going to work in our building. So proposals, I think it'll be vital to have all stakeholders involved in the creation of that new mission and vision statement, not just teachers, not just the staff in the building, but all of our stakeholders, all of our community as well. If we want students to believe in these statements, they have to understand what they mean, rather than just reciting them every single morning. So I think we have an advisory class every day, and I think that part of our advisory time should be spent on really direct instruction over our mission and vision statement so that we have student buy-in, and then we also have teacher buy-in. So these are this is my CLO correlation, my relevancy, and my personal statement. So I feel like this assignment correlated to the objective because I was able to reflect on the current vision and mission statements of my school and district. I was also able to understand how those statements are or are not reflecting a core set of values set forth by my school. Relevancy, this assignment was relevant to my learning because it allowed me to dig deep into the vision and mission statements of my school and district. I already knew that there were issues, but I was able to compare that with the research or what research shows over those matters. In completing this assignment, I am now more aware of the role the current vision and mission statement plays at my school. It isn't a big role, and I know this is something that will be changing soon. And then my personal reflection. I feel like this assignment is giving me the push to make sure I am promoting the importance of vision and mission statements when we begin working with them this coming year. I know many teachers are very hesitant to come in ready to take something new on, but it is important for me to use my voice and help create buy-in about the importance of having us all on the same page. I also feel it is vital for students to understand the vision and mission statements. In my position as a sixth grade Connect teacher, I have the opportunity to teach all of the incoming sixth graders, and I would like to include lessons centered around the vision and mission statements at our school. So I feel like if I am showing that I have buy-in, I think, as a teacher leader, other teachers will also follow suit, and we can get kind of a good ball rolling with that. So thank you so much for listening. These are my references. Thank you so much for listening to me.